What if I told you there is a way of creating amazing energy, amazing joy, and a feeling of being so alive that you've never felt before? Would you believe that it's possible to feel this way outside of your circumstances, outside of your problems or your relationships or your money situation? Is it possible to feel a certain way independent of your external environment? The good news is yes, but we're not wired that way. We're wired for suffering, for pushing, for fighting, for struggling, for beating ourselves up. And that's part of how evolution designed us. It designed us in such a way so that we never feel whole and complete. And this energy keeps us doing more and more. But at what cost? We feel separated. We feel alone. We feel that we live in a limited universe. And it's only with an effort and with the right kind of tools that you can change this perception. To know that you live in an infinite universe, an abundant universe, where you can create the reality that you want to exist in, instead of living the reality that you've been handed down. Why is it that when you buy a self-help book, that it doesn't help? Why is it when you spend countless of hours reading through books, looking at videos, and listening to lectures, that your life doesn't have a profound change? That's because there are two minds inside of you. All of us know of the mind in the brain, but nobody talks about the body mind. The body mind, also known as the subconscious mind, dictates 95% of what we do and how we feel. We spend countless hours talking ourselves into a new state of being. However, we don't feel that state of being. So the body has a language of its own. The mind in the brain has a language of its own. The language of the mind in the brain is thoughts. The language of the body mind is feeling. So we understand very well how to conceptualize, but we don't know how to interpret what our body is feeling. And in order for you to make any effective change, you have to go into the body, not into the mind. Because you can't think yourself differently. You can't transform your personality or the problems in your life or the things that hold you back in your personality through thinking. Rather, these changes happen through your body. Now, how do you get access to the body? It's very different to getting access to your thoughts. Many of us know how to think, but not many of us know how to interpret feelings. And the real change happens when your feelings align with your thoughts. That means the heart and the brain are in alignment. They're in sync. Otherwise, we're in separation. And then we say things like, I'm in two minds about this. What is these two minds we're talking about? There's the mind in the brain and there's the body mind. And that's the part that we have a problem with. Like one part of me, you know how we say, a part of me wants to do it and another part of me doesn't. Well, that's the brain that likes the idea and the body that doesn't like that idea. But how do you align the two? How do you tune in to the language of the body? And how do you influence your thoughts, feelings, and perceptions through your body, which ultimately affect your thoughts and affect your reality? The key secret and the key to understanding all of this and unlocking all the potential that's laying dormant is in you is through your heart. Now, when we say through our heart, what does it mean? The heart has a language. That language is interpreted by the body. As Aristotle said, that the brain is just a lump of flesh. The real seat of the body is in the heart. The real seat of our consciousness and our awareness is in the heart. And now they've proven this from science. There are neurons in the heart that can think and feel and understand independently of the brain. And there are more pathways going from the heart to the brain than from the brain to the heart. But we've reversed it. We're thinkers. We're not feelers. And the idea is to become feelings conscious, not thought conscious. And so the way to do that is two secrets. Using elevated emotions, feeling what you want to feel before you go about trying to change those things. So feel abundant, feel joyful, feel in love. All those feelings is what you start off with. And then have a very strong intention. And you say, I really want to feel this way. But most of us try to think about the problem, and then we try to identify the problem, and actually there's no problem. What the problem is the heart and brain are not in alignment, because the heart is complete. The heart is not separate. There are no problems. There's no left or right. There's no right and wrong. It's just what I desire. And if the heart wants it, then the heart can get it. Because the heart has a magnetic field that's 5,000 times stronger than the brain. So we're not using the magnetic field around the heart, because we've become modern day scientists and we're just looking for facts and figures, and we see valves and we see arteries and we see capillaries, but we're not seeing the energy field of the body and of the heart. So if you want to get access to the heart, then you have to understand the language of the body and work with the body, not with the mind. And so with tools and techniques that I've developed, we go into the body. We quieten down the mind. And that's why people have profound experiences when they're taking plant-based medicines, or they take any type of drug, or they get into a different state of consciousness. An altered state of consciousness, that means outside of your head. Because your brain says, no, I can't do that. And your heart says, why not? I want to do it. So when your mind is shut down, then we can suggest things to it and say, how about you look at the world this way? You want this? I'm going to show you how to get it. And the heart, when it wants something and it's set its target on something, it's going to get it. And you know this, you hear stories of people saying, I wanted that woman, I wanted to be in love with that man, I wanted that apartment, and I got it. It was the heart that did that. But we're always thinking. The thinking part is the how. But if the why is not strong enough, then the how is immaterial. And that's why you say, well, I can't do this, I'm getting bored. Yeah, because your heart doesn't truly want it. So you have to become aware of what your heart wants. You have to know the language of your heart, and you have to know the language of your body. And that's what I teach you to do, interpreting what your body wants and then suggesting what it actually wants to achieve. And then you keep on suggesting it through your heart, teaching your heart, which teaches your neurons. Then your thoughts change because of the way you're feeling. What we try to do is think ourselves happy. You can't. You've got to feel joy using your body. And that's what I show you. And that's what suggestion comes in. And that's what we do when we listen to television and when we're seeing, when we're getting feeds on our LinkedIn or Instagram. They don't call it a feed for nothing, because they're feeding things to you. They are suggesting things to you. And that's why they call it late night programming, because that's when you're being programmed. They're suggesting to you when your mind, when your rational mind's less active and your other mind, which is getting into sleep state, is more active, you are more suggestible. So if they say, if you want to get someone to speak the truth, interview them when they're tired. Ask them the question when they're exhausted. It's because their minds are tired, their brains are tired. And that's when the heart speaks the truth. And what you want is to discover the truth of the heart, the language of the heart. And that's where true change happens. And when you discover that and you create those emotions that you ultimately want, then your life becomes so much more significant. And what happens outside is immaterial, because you're living your bliss. You're feeling whole. You're feeling complete. You're feeling one with creation. You have inner peace. You have inner stillness. These are states of being that can't be achieved from something externally. We think that if we get a new job or find a new spouse or go on a holiday, that we're going to change the way we feel. No, you're just going to create new problems. And that's the thing. The same thing that makes you happy one day will make you miserable another. You go and find the perfect spouse, and you find something you don't like about him. You long for the house that you wanted, and then, the carpet's the wrong color. So we're always in separation. You will never be completed outside of you by a person or by a thing, which means that we're chasing a useless goal. But the most worthy goal to chase is the goal inside, to create those feelings from within. And with the tools and techniques which I will share with you, you can live by those emotions that you've always wanted to live by. You don't need to go and get anything. And the best part is, you'll get what's coming to you anyway. It will come with ease. Because we go after the things that we want with a great sense of like, oh, I will finally be complete when I get that. You won't. But it's actually pushing it away. The law of polarity, the more you feel you lack something, the further away you're pushing it. But when you think and feel like you've already got it, you attract it to you. Most people don't know this. They spend all days thinking about the thing that they want, the job that they want, the spouse that they want, the house that they want, the holiday that they want. You're pushing it further away. So if you change that and create those feelings from within, you're attracting those things to you. And that's what Rumi meant when he said, what you seek is seeking you. It's already coming to you because your heart's created it. But now you're engaging with it, feeling lack, you're pushing it away from you rather than bring it closer to you. So by changing your energy and changing how you're feeling inside of you, you're going to attract everything that you ultimately wanted in life. Except you're not going to have to go do and fight about anything. You're going to have to do what you need to do, but these are immaterial to how you're feeling. So the secret is to feel as if though you've already achieved that thing. To feel as if though you already have that thing. And in the law of attraction, you're creating that reality, and then all that's left to do is those particles, those matter in the quantum theory field have to just be created, and you step into the reality because you created it before it was created. And so it's a different way of thinking because we don't think like that. But when you create something before it's created and have an experience of those emotions before the event is manifested, you're predicting the event, which is mind-blowing. You can reminisce about something in the past. Oh, that was such a beautiful memory, the holiday we were on. Now imagine you could program your mind to reminisce about something in the future. Oh, it's so lovely being on the beach in this foreign place before it's happened. If you can teach your body to do that, and that's why it requires to still the mind, you're creating. You become a co-creator. You're participating in reality by your thoughts and by your feelings. And the next thing you know, it will appear. And then you will know that you already created it. I've seen it with thousands of people. Enormous health issues, things that they longed for, success that they prayed for and longed for, but they didn't know that it was all within their grasp. Miracles. What they call a miracle is something they can't explain through the rational mind. But we live in a miraculous universe. Look around you, it's all miracles. So these are very normal, yet we call it a miracle because it gets outside of our reality. We call it a foreign substance. There's nothing foreign about it. We call someone a foreigner. So a foreigner is part of Earth. And if it's not part of Earth, then it's part of the galaxy. And we're all part of the galaxy. So we're not, and there's someone called an alien. What's an alien? Something that we've never seen. An alien species, an alien bacteria. It's not alien. It's just that we don't know it. And in fact, 99% of what's out there, we have no idea. No idea. What's out in the universe, we've explored less than 1% of this infinite universe. We now find out that 99% of the atom is empty, and we're composed of trillions of atoms. So if we're composed of trillions of atoms, we're composed of trillions of nothingness. So if we're composed of trillions of nothingness, then what's governing all this movement around us? It has to be energy. And the ancients understood this. They knew about prana. They knew about chi. These are languages to use the word called energy. Energy is what is in the environment. It governs everything around us. Yet we're looking in a focused view when we're missing the broad picture. The broad picture is the universe. Your limited perception is your false reality. You live in an infinitely abundant universe. Look up at the night sky. There are trillions of stars. There's more stars than grains of sand on earth. And you're trying to tell me that what you want is impossible? Really? Well, can you explain to me how that's all possible? If that's all possible, then surely it's possible for you. So you first have to unlearn all these limited thoughts and all these limited beliefs and step into the unknown. We don't know, but your heart can attract it. And that's what I'm going to teach you. So if you're excited about doing this with me, sign up now. I'm excited to meet you. And I love seeing people achieve all their dreams, all their ambitions, and living their authentic self from their heart, knowing that they don't need this thing outside of themselves to complete themselves, because you are complete. You are perfect. You're not a problem waiting to be solved. Neither is life. Life is perfect and you're perfect. I'm just going to show you why you're so perfect and why you don't know what you are. Right? As Rumi said, you're not a drop in the ocean. You're the ocean in a drop. So you are infinitely abundant. You are infinite in every way. And every part of your body came from a different part of a different galaxy of this universe. You're composed of stardust. You're not just a random person. That's why we feel sad, because we don't know what we are. As the beautiful poet Hafiz said, ever since happiness heard your name, it's been running through the streets trying to find you. But you're not ready to receive happiness. And Rumi says so beautifully, why do you choose to live in prison when the gates are wide open? This learned helplessness, I can't have that. Why can't you have that? Why can't you have it? Because someone told you you can't? Or I'm stuck here, I can't do anything, I can't change my job, I can't change my relationship, I can't do this. Really? That's a belief system. And you've learned that. That's what they do with a young elephant. Put a string around its leg, tie it up, and teach the elephant you can't go anywhere because this string is stronger than you are. And as the elephant gets older, string is removed, but the elephant still feels trapped. And that's what happens to us. Learned helplessness. We feel helpless when we live in an abundant universe. So, are you going to remain an elephant, or are you going to step outside? And I love elephants, absolutely love elephants. But are you going to be limited how the elephant believed he was limited? Because if the elephant can believe it, and you have a rational mind and you believe that, then the elephant's just as smart as you are, right? But you have something different. You have a soul. You got to listen to the sound of your soul. You got to listen to the yearning within you. What do you want? Why do you believe you can't have it? And if you want something, ask yourself, why do I want it? Is the car going to make me feel more happy? Is it going to make me feel more complete? Or that person, she's really going to complete me? It's not. However, you can still have it. Go have some fun. But don't think that when you get that thing, that your life's going to be more spectacular. Because if that was the case, rich people would be all happy. Healthy people and fit people would all be just laughing and singing all the time. But what we find is very different. You may even find that very wealthy people are less happier than poorer people. So how does that work? You want something because you think it will make you feel a certain way. It never does. You're the only one that can make you feel this way here and now, not somewhere else. And if you can learn that, you got life. You got it all sorted. Now you got to teach yourself how to feel that way at every moment. And you can create an emotion on demand, and I'll show you how. You can feel joy right now. This morning I said, I feel magnificent. I feel alive. I could live like this forever. And I felt it deeply. And the more I do that, the more my body produces those chemicals. But if I wake up and not another day, not another job, my body produces that. And then it creates a physiological sensation in the body that ends up being a dis-ease. So the way that you think and way you feel creates your genetic destiny, which is the field of epigenetics, which is showing you now that by thoughts and by feelings and perceptions, you can activate certain genes in your body. And they've found out about this thing called junk DNA. Did you know that 98% of all the DNA in our bodies do nothing? They have no function. They're just there, according to scientists, some scientists, relics from the past that were just inherited. There could be a gene in there that allows you to fly. There could be a gene in there for infinite life. There could be a gene in there where you can travel time and space beyond the limits of time and space. They're just in there, dormant. And because scientists can't identify what that is, they call it junk DNA. But a new theory is saying that 98% junk is suggestible and changeable by lifestyle, by thoughts, and by feelings. So by changing the way you exist in the universe, you change your DNA. And that's epigenetics. Go find out. Big universities are doing it now. So by changing the way you think and the way you feel, you change your genetic destiny. Now, isn't that incredible?